Hey, what's up everybody? Eternal Fire here, and today we're going to be talking about the Prot Warrior in patch 7.3.2. Today we're going to be talking about the tier 21 2 set bonus. With that, let's get started. So talking about the tier 21 set 2 bonus. First of all, let's read it if you don't know what it is. So the 2 set from the Antorus Burning Throne raid for the Prot Warrior is, while Battle Cry is active, the cooldown of Shield Slam is reduced by 100%, meaning that when you pop Battle Cry for 5 seconds, Shield Slam, the only cooldown it has is its global cooldown. So haste is important. I'm not really where I want to be with haste. I'd like to be a little bit higher, probably around 33-35% personally. But one of the most important things to know is Devastator and Booming Voice and anger management are a big part of this whole thing for me. Devastator not as important as Booming Voice and anger management, so if you had to play with Indomitable, it's not going to make a big difference, but just pay attention. Pay attention. Booming Voice, when you pop it using Demoralizing Shout, it gives you an automatic 60 rage. Anger Management, every 10 rage you spend, reduces the remaining cooldown on Battle Cry, Last Stand, Shield Wall, and Demoralizing Shout. So all your big survivability cooldowns are reduced by 1 second every 10 rage you spend. So you're going to be using Battle Cry roughly every like 15-20 seconds, although the cooldown is 1 minute. And I'm going to show you how. Okay, so when I pop my cooldowns, I'm popping Battle Cry, Avatar, Demoralizing Shout, and my trinket here, the Dinner Bell. So watch my rage bar, and I'm going to show you what you need to do. Okay, so this is not only like on the surface, to me, it looked like a big DPS increase because you just get to spam Shield Slam a whole bunch of times. Well, that's not the case. It's not just for that. That is fun, whatever. I would not recommend just spamming Shield Slam using Battle Cry with multiple targets because you're going to get more damage output from using Thunderclap followed by Revenge. Shield Slam is just a single target thing unless you need it for the Ignore Pain. So you're going to generate a ton of rage while doing this. And the goal is, while Battle Cry is active and you're spamming Shield Slam, you do not want to let your rage bar go to full. That is the worst thing you could do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge in, pop my cooldowns. Now watch my rage bar. I've already used one Ignore Pain and I'm not letting it fill up. I'm not letting it fill up. I'm not letting it fill up. There we go. So now we have a ton of Ignore Pain power. You can see on my weak aura right there. So I mean, that would absorb some really big hits, right? And also, it was around 28 seconds when Battle Cry was done. Its cooldown was only about 28 seconds left. So you see here, Battle Cry and Demoralizing Shout, the cooldowns are already really close to coming off, right? So let's just do that again. So the biggest thing to remember is never let your rage bar get to full because you're just going to be wasting rage generation. What you can do with this is use Battle Cry as a survivability technique or cooldown. When you use Battle Cry, you can guarantee to get in these Shield Slams, which guarantees a lot of powerful Ignore Pains. And so, you know, plan that in a fight. If you're going to be taking a lot of damage, if your healer's out of range for whatever reason, any circumstance where you just need like super strong Ignore Pain power, then that's what you want to use Battle Cry for. With this set bonus from tier 21, the 2 set bonus, it's no longer Battle Cry is just a DPS increase. While it is, it also offers you a really powerful way to mitigate more damage through Ignore Pain. So let's take a look at that again. See that rage bar, it's already almost full, and we're not letting it fill up. And now we have some really strong, and look at that, Battle Cry is already at, it was at 24, 25, 24 when that came off. So we used a lot of rage, we spent a lot of rage, and that way we lowered the cooldown. So in doing this and using Battle Cry like that, you're gonna be using Battle Cry all the time because look, it's already back up. So it was back up in like 15-20 seconds max. So that's a super short cooldown. That's a super short cooldown, and the nice thing is by blowing through that much rage, you're lowering the cooldown on Shield Wall, you're lowering the cooldown on Last Stand, you're lowering the cooldown on Demoralizing Shout, and if you use Thunder God's Vigor, like I do sometimes, not all the time, a lot of times, just with this build especially, you're going to have Battle Cry and Demoralizing Shout up all the time, and Demoralizing Shout is just the nicest little survivability increase with the 20% damage reduction. the 60 rage generated with booming voice. It's just a great ability to be used frequently throughout a fight. Whenever you take a hard hit, you can always use Demoralizing Shout, and for the most part, that'll negate enough damage where your active mitigation will protect you from the rest. But I really just wanted to point that out. You know, again, on the surface, it looked like the tier 21 2-set for the Prot Warrior was just a really fun DPS increase. And you know, worth mentioning, the more haste you have, the more shield slams you're going to fit into a 5-second battle cry window. But the thing is, it's like you can use that to blow through your rage, get super strong ignore pains, and lower the cooldown of everything significantly throughout every single fight, because you're going to be using battle cry constantly, and that's just the way it's going to go. So I just wanted to point that out. You know, I was pretty interested with that. I really like using it strategically. And that's the thing is, you know, when you have something like that, you got to think, you know, how can I use this to the best of its ability? How can I use Ignore Pain with Battle Cry now with Shield Slam? You know, how can those things go together? You know, when you're doing a boss fight where you need to have, you know, every X amount of seconds, you need to have some sort of mitigation or survivability, being able to utilize Battle Cry with Ignore Pain constantly is just going to make you a stronger tank, a stronger warrior when you start thinking about fights like that and breaking it down and having a plan for every, you know, every strong attack the boss has for you. So another thing to mention with this is when you hit Battle Cry and you start spamming Shield Slam, you want to make sure that you hit Shield Block prior to your Battle Cry. So either with your Battle Cry or 1 millisecond before your Battle Cry, you want to make sure you pop that Shield Block so you get the extra 30% damage increase from all of the Shield Slams you're about to give over the next 5 seconds. So, you know, I don't think I need to explain that. You just know that with Shield Block up, your Shield Slam does 30% more damage. So that is the build with the tier 21 2-set and how you can take advantage of it. I mean, I don't see how you could have the tier 21 2-set bonus and not be using anger management at this point, because it would just be a gross misallocation of the ability that you can use with your resources. I mean, this is a whole new thing. So, I mean, unfortunately, heavy repercussions, while it does a lot of damage, it's not even viable. You know, heavy, you can't use it, because then your Shield Slam spam with your Ignore Pain spam during a Battle Cry window is virtually useless, because you're not lowering the cooldown of anything. The whole thing is that Shield Slam is your main rage generator. You're using Battle Cry, so you can just spam Shield Slam, which is your strongest rage generator, and then you're using your Ignore Pain to spend a ton of rage quickly, and that's how you're lowering the cooldown. So I know I've repeated myself a bunch of times, but this is just one of those things where it's like, it just doesn't necessarily seem straightforward at first, but once you take a step back and look at it a little bit more, it's really powerful. So I think, yeah, like always, I think Prot Warriors are in a really good place. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.